Good afternoon, everyone. We're here today at Bren Bataclan studio, located at 59 Wareham Street in Boston. Bren is a Boston-based Filipino artist. Most of his paintings are cartoon-inspired and definitely brings a smile to anyone who receives his paintings. He also does murals to different schools and exhibits his paintings across the country. So without further ado, here's Bren Bataclan.
Welcome to my studio here in the South End. As mentioned, I'm a Boston-based artist and I paint sort of like these Philippine-inspired paintings. So I've been drawing similar characters since I was a little kid back in the Philippines, and the main influence is anime. So I grew up watching Voltes 5, Mazinger Z, so that's where my characters have big eyes, because most anime have huge eyes, so that's one of the influences. And also the color scheme that I use is what I used to see when I was a little boy back in the Philippines. So the colors are very vibrant and tropical and really festive.
So what does being creative mean to you?
I think it's being able to express my passion and also pretty much do what I love to create. It's really fun to draw these characters, so I'm really fortunate that I can be a full-time artist and make these happy characters. And I also give away paintings, so that's a way for me to sort of help out the community. I just like to make folks smile and be happy, so all of that.
Alright, so what keeps you inspired or motivated to do these art?
I work a lot with kids. Working with them, they really inspire me because I love their ideas. I mostly paint murals, so I paint paintings. So in order for me to sort of have fresh ideas and thoughts, I go to a lot of museums and gallery shows. And I'm part of a Finland book club, so I read a lot too. So all of those things help me be really creative.
What is the most favorite thing that you've created so far?
The last mural that I created. So currently I'm painting a mural at the Blanchard School in Boxborough, and it's based on their acronym STAR, which is about the school's culture. But then the other half of it is I get to paint all these happy art supplies characters right in front of the art room. So I get to paint paintbrushes and happy palettes and canvases and all of that. These are my favorite paintings so far. Right.
So you mentioned that you do murals to different schools, and that sounds really amazing. How are you able to capture these clients, and how do they learn more about your art?
It's mostly word of mouth.
Okay.
If a principal is really happy with what I've created, they talk about it with the other principals, with PTA. Most of my murals are mostly here in Massachusetts. So I also have started to paint outside of the estate. So just a few weeks ago, I was in Newburgh, New York, and a week prior to that, I was in Collingswood, New Jersey, and first thing next new year, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it's all, once again, word of mouth.
So what are you trying to communicate with your art?
Wow. Well, my characters are really easy to draw. So I think that's why kids love working with me, like when we create murals, because they're really easy to like mimic, and it empowers them. So I guess that's what I'd like to communicate. When kids draw my characters, I ask them to not erase, because I tell them that everything they create will be perfect and beautiful every time. So it's all that simplicity, and most importantly, the joy. And so what I like to communicate is that you can be really creative, and it doesn't have to be kind of like a painstaking process. It should be fun and easy. And also, since I give away paintings, I like to spread happiness, kindness, and joy. So that's a big part of what I like to communicate.
You have a show in YouTube called Beanie and Bren. What inspired you to do that?
I've been drawing like 15 characters since like I was a kid, and most have stories behind them, and so and some have kind of changed and evolved over the years. So Beanie, he has a bean hat, so it's a stripe hat with a propeller. So like aside from being an art kid, I was pretty studious, so that is sort of like my nerd side
Mm-hmm.
beanie. And so I sort of had a version of him. And one of the first places where I had an exhibit was at MIT, like 15 years ago. And so beanie shape, it's sort of like dome-like. MIT has that dome, and it has a propeller. So it's sort of like this geeky science smart person. And I guess the students there just absolutely love him. And so it's just a connection all the way from me as a little kid. Then MIT found him adorable, so it just evolved to that. Yeah.
So what is your message for aspiring artists?
If you don't have a choice, like me, because I started out as a civil engineer and I tried my very best, but I, like as I said, art has chosen me, and I absolutely love being a full-time artist. Is that really, as cliche as it may sound, really follow your passion, because I wake up every morning and I still pinch myself and say, this is not an exaggeration, that I just love what I do. And as I said, working with kids is just really amazing, and I get to work with the Filipino community as well, which they've been, folks in our community, they've been really good to me, in terms of support and all of that. And since there's not a whole lot of Filipinos here in Massachusetts, and I get to present in schools, and most are out in the suburbs, and so I get to sort of represent who we are. That's just a great gift, and I get to talk about culture, backgrounds. It's just amazing. So if you're an aspiring artist, I say go for it, because it's a great job.
For the